Rage Whale, making waves over movies.
James didn't even look. Did you see it?
What?
Oh,
I was playing with a plug adapter.
look at the actual screen.
Okay.
Rage Whale, making waves over movies.
Nothing happened.
Right, hi guys, welcome to Rage Well. Well, it did on my screen. Mess it up instantly. Welcome to Rage Well. I'm Kev with James interrupting and Drew, who just lent his silky vocals to our brand new intro, and there'll be a brand new outro at the end. So yeah, stick around. I mean, first of all, James just come back from holiday, and we had a quick chat a second ago, and he brought up Madame Webb. What a film. I went to see that a couple of days ago. And it's not as bad as people are saying. It really is not that bad. It's not good, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Like, Dakota Johnson is a very good actor, and I think she's far too good to be in something like that. But she was sold on the idea that it was meant to be like almost like a Terminator film, because the idea is like this bad spider guy thinks he's going to get killed by the three girls, so he's hunting them down like Terminator style, like fixed on trying to kill these three girls before they grow up and get their powers. So he's trying to kill them before it happens. So it sounds like a good idea, but it just didn't. It didn't work. You know what was that guy that was in Thor: Love and Thunder? Who was the bad guy in that again?
Gore.
That guy. Who?
Christian Bale's Gore.
Gore.
That's it. Yeah, like
they
how
dropped the
everyone
ball
said
on that as well.
But you know how everyone said like Christian Bale was far too good for that film and that role.
They messed up the
like
character.
Dakota
Gore could have
Johnson's
been
like-
such a great character, but it was too much comedy in the film.
Yeah.
They need to make their mind up whether Thor's a comedy or a serious film.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
If there is
But
any
that's
more, I
what-
doubt there will
Well,
be.
someone said it was like they were in two different films because obviously Christian Bale gives 110% and he was going for it like it was a kind of horror drama kind of fantasy, and then everyone else was playing it like it was a rom-com.
But
You know the
it's
kid who's Gore's kid, who ends up with Thor at the end?
sort of.
Kind of.
You know Gore's kid dies and she comes back to life at the end, and at the end he's making her pan flaps, what he calls them, and she shoots a laser beam at the pan and breaks the pan. And then at the end they run off fighting the bad guys together, him and the little girl.
Was that Gore's kid? I just thought it was his kid.
He adopts her because Gore dies, and so does his missus. That's actually Chris Hemsworth's
I didn't
daughter in
pick
real
that
life.
up.
That's Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew
wow.
that. Yeah.
All his kids have been in the films at one point. So there was one bit where he did a flashback of young Thor. That was one of his kids or something, just running in the background.
It's like his kids have got better film credits than some people that were in training for years.
But I think
Yes, that's his
film,
daughter.
that was like the reason it was so silly is like Taika Waititi, who is directing it, and he's gone a bit silly on stuff, which is good. I liked it. I thought it was fun, but I think he just pushed it a bit too far, maybe.
It worked really well for Ragnarok. That was
Yeah, so good.
brilliant. An
Yeah.
incredibly accomplished film. I was going to say that they just made it a little bit more. I see, like pantomime. Like everything was a little bit more over the top. Because like even when he says, I can't. What happens? It's like when he tries to push him against the wall, and he goes, "You push too hard," and it's like he loses all his clothes, and he's like bollock naked, and like that got a big laugh, and it is a really funny moment. But it's like it just seems like the gag is in there for gag's sake, rather than it's got any merit towards the story or anything. It's a funny moment, but
Gore as a character would have been better in like an Iron Man film, because they were, as long as I know you've got funny bits, but they're more serious. If you think of the bad guys in the Iron Man films, they're all quite serious characters, aren't they?
Yeah. And yeah, that would have been much better. But like, yeah, look, Thor: Love and Thunder, they had those like giant goats pulling a Viking boat through a rainbow or something.
So funny.
It
It makes
was
a funny, entertaining film.
I
but
enjoyed it.
it feels like when he wrote it, he was on acid. Like it feels like an acid trip, the whole film.
It's a weird one
Yeah.
because it gets you, because the Jane story is meant to be quite sad. Gore's meant to be quite scary. And then the rest of the film's just like straight comedy. It's a very weird film to watch.
But I tell you what, like, but Madame Webb. I mean, are you going to take Reef to go and see it, James?
No, absolutely not. He doesn't know who Madame Webb is. He couldn't care less.
So who is Madame Webb, though? Is that part of the Spider-Verse?
Sort
Kind
of. It's
of,
a different
because
universe, apparently.
It's a Tobey Maguire universe. Because did you not notice the boss of the Daily Bugle's in it from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films?
No.
Pretty sure he is.
Who's that?
You know the guy
That's
with the
JJ.
grey hair?
Who?
The guy with the grey hair, who is like the chief of the Daily Bugle, the newspaper.
Yeah, the actors, the guy.
Are you on
From
about the
Whiplash.
actor or the actual character? Because I don't
The
remember.
JJ.
character, it's the same character, played by the same actor. They wouldn't have don't be stupid enough to get a. Well, actually saying that, Josh Brolin is two different characters in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Same universe. He's
Yeah.
Thanos and
Deadpool.
Cable.
In the Deadpool one, yeah. Cable.
Yeah, he's Cable. In that, isn't he?
No, he's in No Way Home, isn't he? The guy from the Daily Bugle.
Yes. So is everyone, though, so they get away with it.
True, yeah. It's the actor from Whiplash.
Yes, it is, except he's bald, yeah.
J.K. Simmons is the
Yeah,
actor.
because I'm looking at it now. Is he?
Madame Webb.
I might be
He's not-
wrong.
He's definitely not a Madame Webb, though.
Is he not?
No, it's not. It's. I think the weird thing about Madame Webb is that it's got like Pepsi endorsements all the way through. Like they're always
That's
drinking a
what-
Pepsi and
Yeah,
all these
that's
sort
what
of
I'm saying.
things. But it's.
What's his name? JJ?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he's not in it. This is 2003, so this is meant. I think this is meant to be before. Well, Adam Scott plays Ben, who then becomes an uncle, and his sister is obviously they're having the baby to make him the uncle, and they have a whole baby shower to guess his name, and no one guesses his name because Madame Webb sees into the future and weird shit happens. But the premise is basically that that's going to be Peter Parker, and Adam Scott is Uncle Ben. So it's the birth of Spider-Man, basically. This. Because it's 2003, so it's probably more linking to Tom Holland universe. I don't know. I'm not geeky enough to know that. That's more of a James question, but it is very much more linked up to that. But it's got good bits, and apparently they've already got ideas for Madame Web 2. And I think Madame Web 2 would be good because, you know, the three girls in it, like Sydney Sweeney and that, they don't do anything in this film. They don't have powers in this film at all. The clips you've seen on the trailer are him seeing into the future and seeing three women kick his ass. So obviously they were Spider Women and they were in the costumes and they were doing fight scenes, but it's glimpsed into the future for like 10 seconds and then back out. They never actually become them in this film.
Would you say that the flashbacks or the flash forwards that he's having into the future are
Yeah.
the best parts of the film that don't quite exist yet?
No, but I can see the potential of those three going for it and doing stuff. That would be quite entertaining, I think, because it looked like decent effects and stuff like that. But the story itself is more about Dakota Johnson, whose her mum dies during childbirth and she gets bitten by one of those spiders. So she's got it in her from birth, something, but nothing happens till she has an accident, and then she can then start seeing these little glimpses. And then she's got more power. So the point of Madame Web in the comic books, from what I've read, is that she's blind and disabled, and she can transject herself, whatever the word is. So she can just close her eyes. Yeah, like she can have a body over there, and she can like spread herself. So she can pop to the shops, beat up a bad guy in a different city, go somewhere else for a spa weekend, or while she's in her own body in the room. So that's something that's how she's able to defeat the bad guy at the end, basically, by doing all these things.
Is that a bit like Professor X in X-Men? He can just
Very much
teleport to different time zones and do different... Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it feels like a borrow, every kind of animation and, based on comic books is borrowing ideas from other ones. basically.
Well, that's it. They've only got so many ideas. You know, the multiverse thing's probably the best or the worst thing for the MCU and all that, because now they've got infinite amounts of reasons to do stupid shit, haven't they?
Well, that's why. But one of the best things to come out of that is actually Deadpool and Wolverine. So Hugh Jackman is donning the cape again donning the spiky
Yellow suit this time, yeah.
Yeah, the spiky fingers. Yeah, based on the actual comics as well. So this is going to be a big one for the fans. And
it's got to be.
I can't wait for him to reprise that role since what was it called now? Logan, man, that was like easily one of the finest films. Not just a superhero film, but an actual beautifully well put together.
It wasn't a superhero film. The fact he was Wolverine is almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's just a great film.
Yeah.
Have you seen Wolverine Logan Noir?
Yeah, it's brilliant in black and white.
Oh, the same film, black and white.
Yeah, they've got the little special edition.
Don't think I saw that.
Oh, mate, it's fantastic, man. It almost has a Sin City kind of vibe.
Talking about black and white and that type of film, have a look at that. Have you seen that, James? I don't know if you can read that.
No, I can't read that. Nicolas Cage, it says it's probably not going to be very good.
Yeah, so no, Nicolas Cage reportedly set to lead Prime Video's live-action Spider-Man Noir, because he voices Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's different. It's just his voice. He needs to say no to some films. He's been in everything recently, and it's all been pretty bad. Did you see?
Well, that's wrong.
He's got bills to pay, man. He's got bills.
Yeah, but
he's done loads
for
of
every
terrible
one
stuff.
good one he does 10 terrible things.
I'll let you have that. But Dream Scenario was probably one of the best films last year. That was incredible, and it was all because
Did you watch
him.
Willy's Wonderland?
No, yeah, I did. I watched 5 minutes, then fast forward and watched a little bit more, and went, no, it's the worst.
How did they get away with that? Because it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
it's literally the same story.
Which is also apparently the worst film ever released as of from last year. Like, they both look absolute horrific.
Did you see Mandy that he was in?
I've not seen that. It's on my list to watch because that's meant to be quite good. And his
Mental.
favourite film that he's done is a film called Pig, and I want to see that.
Have you seen The Unbearable Weight of Talent?
Yeah, that was fun. It wasn't brilliant, but it was good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I'm so glad he didn't take himself too seriously, but I thought it was brilliant.
And I didn't really know
Ghost
Pedro
Rider's the
Pascal at
worst.
that time. Which one?
Ghost Rider is so bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
When he's trying to act all cool.
Aren't they meant to be reprising Ghost Rider? That was talks last year. I can't remember who they were talking about doing it, but someone was going to do it that was a bit younger, obviously.
Oh, there's actually 2 actors that have played 2 different roles in the Marvel Universe.
Who's the other one?
Chris Evans.
Oh, you're talking about Fantastic Four?
Mm-hmm. Human Torch.
Is
Is
it
it Fantastic Four?
But
Yeah,
is
they're
it that
back in
included?
Jim
'Cause that's not the current MCU universe. That was prior to Iron Man.
John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic now, Mr. Incredible, or whatever he's called, Mr. Fantastic.
Well, not for the new film.
Yeah, John Krasinski. He was Mr. Fantastic in
he got killed, though, in
Scarlet Witch or whatever.
He got killed though in.
Yeah, he was Multiverse of Madness. He was in that.
He got killed.
The new person's was already announced this week. Did you not see it?
It's Pedro Pascal. It's Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal's being confirmed.
Is a nice link back to that he was in the film with Nicolas Cage and stuff.
Yeah, and have you seen The Bear, the TV series The Bear on Disney?
I know what it is. Yeah,
amazing TV series.
You know the guy that's the brother that goes cousin, the tall guy. He's playing the Thing in Fantastic Four.
Nice. He's a great actor, man.
And
that'll be brilliant.
And it's Vanessa Kirby playing the Invisible Woman from
will be very good.
Napoleon and stuff like that.
Who's playing very good.
Who's the fire dude?
Human Torch.
Eddie Munson, not Eddie Munson. The guy from
Great. Yeah,
Stranger
it's definitely going to
Things.
be a bad movie.
The
Do you know the
guitar guy.
last Fantastic Four was like one of the worst movies ever made?
Yeah, I never watched that. Even though it's got what's his face in it, who I like.
The Irish guy from Whistleblower.
No, the guy from Whiplash.
Welsh guy.
The main guy from Whiplash and Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah, Miles Teller.
Miles Teller.
Yeah. He's a great actor, man.
Yeah. Whiplash.
Have we all seen Whiplash?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
can
think
talk about that at one point. Maybe
that
not
year,
now.
I think it was 2016. Whiplash and Birdman were the two best films that
But
year.
easily.
Yeah,
easily.
I can't see Fantastic Four being any good. Disney's got to make themselves got to get back with Deadpool. It's their only chance.
Oh
I think
yeah,
they will, though. Have you seen
releasing less
trailer?
frequently.
the
Have you not
Deadpool
seen it
3
yet?
trailer?
You've not seen it. It looks
I've
amazing.
seen it like loads of times. I love it.
Looks
I
good.
loved Hugh Jackman's response though. He doctored the poster and it says Wolverine and asshole, and he says that's
Yeah.
that's what it should be called. But they've got a really funny relationship, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. It's amazing.
Well, this has been going on for years, hasn't it? Those two.
I'm a Jake Gyllenhaal as well.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal
Three of
joins
them.
in every now and then.
Yeah. No, it's good. All right. So there's probably no point talking about Madame Webb much further. It was a bit shit, but it was all right.
Were
It's
you
the
entertained
conclusion.
though? That's what I was going to say. Like, I was going to ask you.
I enjoyed it all the way through, but as I said, I'm different to James in this scenario because I don't know much about comic books. I don't know much about all this stuff. I just want to be entertained. I don't care or know. I don't have the intelligence or knowledge to know that that doesn't make sense because in Spider-Man in 2005 that happened, so that couldn't happen. Or I don't know any of that shit. Even though I've seen them all, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I just go, is it fun? And there was loads of plot holes. Like a firework went pew and blew a perfectly human-shaped hole in the brick wall so they could escape. I'm like,
Of course.
what the fuck is that?
Can someone Google what the box office was for Madame Web?
In
Because I
what
bet
way?
it was low.
What they
As in, like,
spent
opening
on
weekend. Just write box office. Just write Madame Web box. No, how much it made.
box office.
If you just go onto its Wikipedia, it will come up in the first thing.
Well, it's a flop, obviously. How Madame Web's doing at the box office. It's number 2 at the US box office. Opening week,
that doesn't mean
it
shit.
landed just 26 million.
I think it's unfair though because those women are fantastic actors.
Yeah,
And,
it's no reflection on them. It's
Yeah.
bad editing and the direction because no, not direction. I take that back. The
Yeah.
director did a good job. They were hoodwinked into it, thinking they were going to be in the MCU, but they
Yes.
weren't. They're in the Sony universe. They were hoodwinked into a Terminator gritty styled, almost scary thriller, and it's
Yeah.
bubblegum Spider-Man basic.
Yeah.
And it was meant to have a different ending and a different feel to it. And apparently they've carved it up so much to be more accessible to the public that they messed up the ending. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing the ending was similar to what it was meant to be, but it was meant to be in a different process. So she's come out and said that, she said, it's not the film I signed up to be in.
Yeah, which is heartbreaking
editing.
because
I
supposedly
filmed all these scenes, but that's not the way it should have come out in the film. They're meant to be different.
they
But it
said,
says here it was a $80 million budget, which is not that high for a movie. And it box officed 51, so they're kind of 30 million in the hole at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. The place was empty when I went there. Big IMAX place. And there was maybe
2.6.
5 or 6 other people.
Out of 2,632 reviews, it's on about a 2.6 average. IMDb has got it on 3.8. Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes 13% and Metacritic 27%.
That's not gonna help.
I gave it 2 stars, which is the equivalent of 4 out of 10.
So to go back though, this is not the first time this has happened with Sony films in general because Tom Hardy signed up to Venom, as we all know, and he
they're
said
not good.
there is a better film of Venom, but it's not the one that they cut together. And again, they said that there was a lot of messing around from the actual production house.
Tom Hardy said that Venom, the whole point of that character Venom, again, I don't know, but I'm just replaying what he said, is that it's an alien that comes down, it possesses someone, and it needs human organs or something like that to feed off. So not just like killing people, like disgusting, ripping people apart, feeding on. And it's a PG. It's just, oh, crap, a head goes, swallows a human. Fine, that's violent, but it's not really. You want someone like, even Jurassic Park ripped someone away from a toilet. It could have been violent. It could have been Tarantino-esque bloody. It should have been over the top. It should have been
I honestly
grotesque.
I honestly believe if they went down the route, if that was like Logan-esque, that would
Yeah.
have been a masterpiece of a film. And it
Yeah,
would have worked
By the
very well
potential.
with Tom Hardy because of that kind of gravitas and that darkness that he
Or,
brings to
or,
role.
or if DC took it on, obviously it's an MCU, so it wouldn't. But if it was like Batman style, it would have been amazing.
just to
Are you
put
gonna do?
just to put Madame Webb in comparison with Morbius, because they're being compared.
Yeah.
Now,
That's not-
given Morbius had a couple of weeks longer at the box office, but we'll just say most people that go in the first week, don't they? See a new film. Most people. That's where most of the
Yeah,
money's
give or
made.
take. Yeah.
So budget was about 75, 83 million again, but the box office was 167.5 million.
Whoa.
So
over 3 times.
100 million, over 100 million more. And yes, it was out for a couple more weeks. So what's the cinema run of a film? 4 or 5 weeks max, and then it starts going into like Saturday mornings and that.
It changes depending on the film and how much money they put into marketing and stuff.
On average, a
But
month or so.
Jared Leto takes his clothes off, though, doesn't he? So
He always takes his clothes off. He's 52 years old.
Okay.
He looks shreddermified.
he looks unbelievable, man. He is so ripped. Whatever
Let's not
his
go down that route again. We've had that conversation.
Yeah, do watch Morbius. Like I said, it's not.
Ripped
Is
men.
Morbius a great film? No. Is it entertaining? Yes. The first half, average. Second half, it's quite fun. It's quite fast paced and keeps you
you
entertained.
convinced me because I didn't hate Madame Web. It was ridiculous, but it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. I don't regret going. But then again, was my perception so low because of all the negative reviews that even a shit film that wasn't dire came across as decent? If I'd seen no reviews and gone to seen it, would I have reviewed it lower? Probably. I just had
Just to quickly throw something out there, just for shits and giggles. Spider-Man: No Way Home, £200 million budget. Does anyone want to hazard a guess at the box office?
Yes, over
$200
$1 billion.
million budget, 1.922 billion.
oof.
They were saying that is based on the fact that obviously you've got 3 different, I believe, generations of Spider-Man audiences coming together. Plus,
Yeah, that's
you've
probably
got
one of the
some
biggest box
fantastic
offices
actors
ever.
in it, and they said,
Was that
Yeah.
was that the last Spider-Man, the one with 3 of them? Is that the
"Yeah,
Yes, the one with
Fair enough.
everyone in it.
That was a big marketing drive. That was like we knew that was going to be good.
mate, yeah." And the trailer, though, I think they were saying the trailer was so well put together.
Do you know what was the
really
most well put together thing about that whole film? The fact that they kept Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield being in it so quiet, it took till
Yeah.
people got to the cinema to see it.
Yeah,
But then though there was lots of leaks, but the leaks were not like
They've made fake leaks, though, didn't they? They made them.
I expect the leaks are not random people. I think it's the studios doing it because they
They
released
made loads of
poster.
fake stuff.
Yeah, they released a poster where it had all the 3 Spider-Mans in it, and they digitally removed them out, and it didn't make sense because there was something not
Yeah.
right about the poster. And then obviously
clever.
they'd photographed Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire arriving at the same airport the same day, which was red flags. And Tom Holland fucked up as well on an interview when someone asked him about the 3 Spider-Man pointing. Have you ever spoke to the other Spider-Man? And he goes, yeah, I've got a WhatsApp group. Why would you have a WhatsApp group of people you don't really know?
Yeah, but in general, I think people were
Tom
surprised
Holland
when it
fucking
came
up
out. It
again
was
as normal.
a
So
very
there's
well
loads of
kept
little
secret.
hints, but no obviousness that it kept people interested.
And it had all the bad guys in it. It was excellent.
yeah. People were saying the best acting of Andrew Garfield's life was when he was actually in interviews saying, "I'm not in Spider-Man: No Way Home. I'm not in it."
I mean, he's quality.
He's brilliant, man.
He's about to
But
appear in a
I'm so
BBC
glad-
drama.
I'm well, yeah, I need to check that out. I'm so glad that he was in that film, in the sense that he's a great actor, and the 2 films that he did, they weren't brilliantly made, and they didn't have the best scripts. Especially the second Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember what it's called. But when he was in that film, not only is he fantastic in it, but they helped his character arc. And you also had Tobey Maguire say, "Listen, you're amazing. Can we just take that in for a minute? You're amazing." And not only was that a great play on words because he plays the Amazing Spider-Man, but it's the first ever Spider-Man who's brilliant telling the other Spider-Man that he's like, "Dude, you're great. You were just in some shit fucking films." And they even play off that when he says,
I think the Andrew Garfield movies are better than the Tobey Maguire ones.
Yeah, and Oh, really? That's interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's quite
I prefer,
controversial. Yeah,
I prefer the
I love him.
storyline
I
because
love him.
it's about Gwen Stacy, so it's more true to the whole thing. And it's just
Yeah.
better. And when Gwen Stacy dies at the end, you got actual like
Oh,
sadness, which
mate,
you
that's
didn't get in the Tobey Maguire
mate.
ones. It was always the
I,
winner wins.
I cried. I cried in the cinemas, man, like an absolute baby when she gets snapped because he can't. But that's what I mean. In the third film, when he saves oh fuck, what's her name now? What's her name?
Zendaya.
Yeah. But what's her name? What's her name?
Not
Mary
close.
Jane.
Mary Jane. When
Yeah.
he saves her, you see how his character has adapted to learning from the mistake of when he killed his partner.
Yeah, that was good.
You know
I
the
didn't
story of
understand
why the
relevance,
third
like,
film never happened for
remember
Andrew Garfield, though, don't you?
What was that? Budget?
There was meant to be a third Andrew Garfield film, but the story goes that he turned into a bit of an arsehole and fell out with a lot of the directors and cast, and it just never happened.
I don't
Because
know.
at the end of
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that.
it's quite widely reported.
Because people were saying that. I don't know, man. I think it's easy. It's easy for people to spin that stuff on celebrities. Do you know what I mean? I think
Oh, I
because
think
there was
that
a
came
time
from
when
the
they were saying
director.
he turned. Oh, really?
I think so. Let me
What,
just
of the
find it.
second one or the third?
I think it's the same director.
He doesn't strike me as that kind of person though, man. Unless like his persona is so spot on that he creates this really nice, kind of cool, down to earth guy in real life. But I felt like the scripts were probably not good enough for him, and he was just like, I want to do something decent, and that's why he agreed to the No Way Home.
How much has he really done, though?
What do you mean, film wise, or?
Yeah. He's not
Mate,
like
he's
a
got
prolific actor, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And he's been on stage, man, at the National, and he's done loads.
Yeah, he's done
of
a
stuff.
lot of theatre, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's
So
basically
going to his
like Boy
films,
A.
just quickly, he's done a lot of
But
like.
he was great
he's
in
done
like Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, if you take out the
Have you seen
Spider-Man
Hacksaw
films, right?
Ridge?
But take
No,
out
no,
Spider-Man,
ignore
so they're
that.
gone. So Hacksaw Ridge,
Yeah.
Tick Tick
Hacksaw
Boom.
Ridge is incredible.
Yeah,
Tick Tick Boom. I've not seen that one.
He was nominated for an Oscar for that.
That's a theatre style film.
The Social Network, we all know that.
He's
It was
brilliant
all right.
in The Social Network, man.
But
That
after
scene
those
where he smashes
films,
the laptop
tell me
all
if
over
you've
the
heard of
place.
any of these.
Silence.
He's 99 Homes.
Silence is a big film for him.
What about
Yeah, that was
99 Homes and
Scorsese.
Under the Silver Lake?
99
That
Homes
is
is brilliant.
Mate, Under the Silver Lake is a really underrated. That is a brilliant kind of whodunit, kind of noir-esque.
But he's got a handful of films.
Actually, you're right. I've looked
mate,
through.
he's
He's not in as many as I thought he was.
He's really not as many as you thought he was. Then you've got
No.
things like
Also,
Never
he's
Let
in-
Me Go, whatever
he's
that
in
is, The
TV
Eyes of
series.
Tammy Faye.
He's done a TV series as well.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of those. I just
Wait,
know the
isn't
few
there a
times
film-
I've seen him, he's been brilliant.
I think he's
Yeah,
great, man.
he's one of them actors where you think he's in a lot more than he actually is.
But I feel like technically he should be because he's just a great actor. He's in Banners of Heaven, which is a really dark TV series, which is amazing. He's in Boy A, which he was nominated for as well, which is fantastic. Guys, he was in the film The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus
Parnassus.
with Parnassus with Heath Ledger, and he
Oh, I
actually
forgot
goes toe
about
to toe.
Yeah,
He-
that was great. Why
goes
is that not
toe-to-toe.
appearing there?
Mate, he goes toe to toe with Heath Ledger, Johnny Depp, and Colin Farrell.
Yeah, that was a good film. I remember that. I mean, it was weird, but it was good. I mean, if we're talking about TV, just to change the
Mate,
subject,
Boy A, though.
because we've chatted half an hour on Spider People.
This
James,
will be a new film.
this is especially definitely up your street. Have you? Obviously, you've been on holiday, so you probably wouldn't have had time. I don't know if have you got access to Sky and Peacock TV
No.
or Now TV?
Well, now
That ends
TV's just
that then.
Sky.
Well, yeah, it's got Sky channels. Yeah, so I don't have Sky.
Yeah, well, I
but
can get.
Now
I've got
TV.
the internet, so
Yeah, you
What
can get
are
Now
you
TV.
watching?
All right, so watch Ted, the new series.
oh yeah, that keeps popping up. It's on Apple TV, I think.
No,
Kevin,
it's on Peacock.
Mate, I
You're a
saw the
peacock.
first episode of Ted, man, and I was like,
Oh no, stick
was-
with it. The kid
Yeah.
you think's a bit annoying. He comes into his own after like episode 2, but everyone's brilliant. The first episode is setting the characters up. The next
Yeah,
episode
but
is funny.
Okay, because the first episode felt really forced that we stopped watching it, man. I mean, I'll go back into it just because you recommended it, but
No, give it a go. It's one of those. I'm not into that. Well, I love Family Guy. I love American Dad, and I did like the original Teds, but they were like over 10 years ago. So I don't think that humor would work well in today's society because it's too offensive for average people these days because everyone takes offense so quickly. But this manages to offend everyone. If you're black, Hispanic, Polish, German, Italian, you're going to get offended. If you're gay, straight, lesbian, you're going to get offended. If you're young, you're old, you're going to get offended, and it's brilliant because of it. When you offend everyone, you offend no one because
yeah, I completely agree.
it doesn't. There's a few jokes there you go, oh Jesus, I can't even say the words because I don't want them coming out of my mouth in public, but there's a couple of words he says, I'm not racist. And he goes, yeah, you are. You just said that. And he goes, what? You mean X? And he goes, yeah, that's racist. He goes, that ain't racist. It'd be racist if I said. And he says something even worse. And you're like, oh my God, how is this allowed? But
Wow.
it just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. It pushes boundaries. It's where comedy should be, that it's not sensitive. I'm open to be sensitive to people within reason, but this takes no holds barred. Brilliant. It's really good.
Mate, if you like stuff that goes quite dark side on just like breaking boundaries on comedy, you need to see Ricky Gervais's latest stand up. I think it's Armageddon.
I didn't like it
Yeah.
that much.
He goes straight in on like everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Really?
let's not
Well,
repeat them.
Netflix one
Let's
is-
not repeat any of those jokes here because I know he's a bit.
No, of course not.
I've
but the
seen
one on
it.
Netflix,
But I've seen
genius.
I've seen a lot of Ricky Gervais, and it wasn't really anything new. Annoyingly, it was a bit boring. I thought
He'll
But
never
his
beat
previous ones are good.
Animals and what's the
Animals
first
are
one?
great. It
Politics.
was
Was it?
politics.
Politics and
It was-
Animals
yeah,
are
it was
the best
politics.
ones.
And science.
Fame
you
wasn't
didn't have
very good.
science as well.
Fame, I didn't enjoy Fame. Science
Oh yeah,
was good.
Fame.
Humanity was good.
Yeah, that last one
I
was
believe
really
it was one
good.
called Humanity. I
This
just
one
remembered with the
wasn't
first
bad. It's just I've heard him say pretty much all those jokes on social media and in interviews
Just watched the
already.
Golden Globes.
Okay, and then it just
Monologues.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
Golden
enough.
Globes is better than any of his stand-up because
Oh,
the
mate,
people he's
yeah.
targeting are like 10 feet in front of him, cringing. So
I just
yeah,
realised
he's a
where the
genius.
first place I saw Dakota Johnson was.
Where?
The Office.
Oh yeah. She was in the office for like 2 episodes.
Oh, is that the American version?
Yeah, the better version.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people that haven't seen it will not agree with, but once you see it, it is a different animal.
But is it me,
very
or do America keep redoing some of the best shows that England come up with? So Office, they remake it in America.
But they
Then
made
you
it
got
better.
The Inbetweeners, they remake it in America.
That was awful.
Shameless, they remake it in America.
That's
Fuck
meant
up
to be
so
amazing.
many of
It's
them.
totally
But
different.
Shameless is brilliant. Shameless is brilliant, and The Office is
It's
brilliant
not-
in America.
Shameless isn't like an outright. The one over here was kind of borderline black comedy, wasn't it? Whereas like over there, it's a lot more like gritty.
Yeah,
Oh, right, okay.
the American Shameless was totally different. There was
Okay.
no similarities except a deadbeat dad and loads of kids in a family. Other than that, it was
All
like in the Bronx or somewhere. No, Chicago. It was in Chicago, and they've got different problems than what British people have. Like their dad's like fully into drugs and stuff. What did the British
Yeah.
one have? He liked a bit of a booze and a bit of a fight. In America, it's
Yeah, but booze
it's
is a drug,
extreme.
though. To be fair.
The American
Yeah.
one. is
The
more
American
extreme.
In-Betweeners, I watched one episode, and it was the episode where they go to the theme park, and it's a carbon copy, and it's just bad. But if you watch the American Office, the first season, they're all
is
trying
problems,
to
isn't it?
act. It's a copy. The first season's like 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah.
The Martin Freeman character is trying to act like Martin Freeman with the facial expressions and everything. There's not a lot of characters, but it has 10 seasons. But to list off a few people that are in that before they were famous: Will Ferrell, Idris Elba,
Yeah.
Catherine,
Well, he was
Catherine
famous,
Tate.
just not as big.
Yeah, they weren't big. Catherine Tate, Steve Carell
Yeah,
was
she's
his
got such a
first
big
proper
role.
gig. Steve Carell first big gig, I think, because he had like hardly any hair at the beginning and obviously looked really old. So he'd obviously
Yeah,
gone through like hair transplants and that.
He was doing 40-year-old version at the same time as like series 2 or something like that. So like it was early days.
Well, there's an outtake where Dwight is shooting the 40-year-old virgin poster with paintballs.
Well, Ricky
Who else you got? The
Gervais-
guy, the guy who plays Andy in Hangover who loses a tooth.
Yeah.
He's got quite. He's in like half the season, half the series, half the whole 10
He's
thing.
like one of the biggest parts in the series. Yeah.
Yeah, John Krasinski, Dakota Johnson.
The kid.
There'll be loads of people in there.
Who played Dahmer? You know the Netflix drama.
Oh, yeah, Evan
Dahmer.
Peters.
Evan Peters.
Evan Peters is in it briefly.
He was from American Horror Story and stuff like that.
Evan Peters is one of the best actors on earth at the moment. It must have been one of his first gigs because this is like years ago. And then it's also got the kid who's in the wheelchair in Glee. He's in it. He's the pizza guy that they kidnap because he won't give him a discount. Have you seen that
really?
one? The
I've not
pizza
seen
guy
Glee,
comes
but I
round
know,
and he wants
I know
a tip. Yeah, and yet they end up kidnapping him and locking him in the office.
Yeah. I mean, the American Office is amazing. It is. Ignore season 1.
So funny.
You could start on series 2 and then watch it. Series 1.
Yeah, you do need to watch one just to power through it.
Badly.
Yeah.
Like episode 1.
Ricky Gervais in it for a bit.
Yeah. Well, not really. Episode 1, they put the stapler in the jelly. It's like.
Yeah.
And it's badly
But
done.
it's just funny. Like, you do need to watch the first series to really get the grip of it. The first couple of episodes power through, and then it's just brilliant.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix and Prime, I think.
I thought stapler and jelly was an analogy for something, but is that something that physically happens in the episode?
Yeah,
when you get into the later series, every episode starts before the credits with Jim, the main character, pulling a prank on Dwight, and some of the pranks they do are so funny.
Yeah. His entire desk is a Christmas present.
Oh, he wraps it all up, doesn't he?
Yeah. And when he makes mega desk.
Well, you've seen the one where he tries to convince Dwight he's Chinese and gets an Chinese actor to play him and changes all like the family photos on his desk to him and a Chinese man.
Have you seen the we talked about a couple of episodes ago, you know, the film If, not your shitty weird one, but the new Krasinski imaginary friend one. So it's John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds. So one of the promotional marketing spots for this film If is Ryan Reynolds is sitting there on a chair, and it appears Ryan Reynolds underneath, like in digital text. Next to him appears John Krasinski, and a man walks over, and when he sits down, it's the Asian guy from The Office, John Krasinski's
That's
guy.
hilarious.
And it's just an in-joke for people who have watched The Office. And he spends the whole time going, Ryan's just going, who are you? And he goes, well, I'm John Krasinski. He goes, no, you're not. Who are you married to? Emily Blunt. We've worked together for months. He's like, who the hell are you? So
just on a John Krasinski timeline, have you seen The Quiet Place 3 is coming out or out?
I'm so excited. Yeah. That is the best trailer.
I think it's called Day One. It's a prequel, so they keep going back in time, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's a better trailer than a Deadpool. I'm more excited about that than Deadpool. It looks so
Is it called Day One or something?
Day One.
My only concern with that is that I felt like they couldn't go any further because of what they did in the second one, that they've had to make it a prequel.
It's popular, but the thing is, it's going to be a change because the first and the second one are very quiet, scary, creepy films, obviously, and it's intense and there's danger, and you don't see the bad alien thing that much. It's like teased until the second one a bit more. But the first one, the trailer for the new one, it's like all out war. These things are it's not a creepy horror
Independence Day.
This is an action film. It's going to be insane.
But it does feature the amazing actor, I can't remember his name now, from number 2. No.
Cillian Murphy.
No. Hang on.
What is thinking off subject? Did anyone watch Leave the Earth Behind?
That rings.
Which one's that?
It's on Netflix. It's where it's basically an end of the world thing.
Yeah, with Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali. It was good until the ending, then it was bad.
What, with the little girl finds the bunker accidentally and she's the only one left?
Yeah, finally gets to watch the final of Friends.
Oh, Friends, yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen that. I thought it was really. Oh, actually, Kevin, we talked about it, didn't we? We were saying that you felt it was going to be a 5 out of 5 until it got to the ending, and then you gave it a 3 out of 5. Yeah,
it was good. I was enjoying it, and then it could have been better. It could have been so. I really liked the scene with the Teslas because they're on automatic to get out of the city.
Oh, that was frightening.
That was so good.
Yeah,
but loads.
They really nailed.
Yeah, loads of the bits that were great. Kevin Bacon cropping up again.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon
still makes me laugh. Whenever I see him, I can't help but think of the Christmas Avengers. You know, when they kidnap him for a present for Quill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah. What's his name?
That guy.
He's off Never Back Down.
He's also in Blood Diamond.
Yeah,
Digimon,
he is in a few things. Digimon, Pokemon.
Honuso.
Yeah, he's actually a really good actor.
He's
Yeah,
an amazing actor. Yeah,
He's in loads. He's in Guardians of the Galaxy as well.
I'm worried that I might
Yeah,
butcher
he's
his
got
name.
like white eyes in Guardian of the Galaxy. He's like an alien man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
is
where
an
I
incredible
don't even
actor.
attempt to pronounce their names. But it's got Lupita.
Yeah,
Lupita.
I think she's the main one on the poster. She's probably, I think it's
she
she's
was
the main
in
character.
12 Years a Slave with Fassbender.
I watched that
In
a couple of
Django
months ago.
Unchained as well.
Yeah, and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
God, that Django film was on for so long, innit?
And she's the main character in Us, that horror that thing he made.
Oh, yes, that was amazing.
Jordan
Jordan
Peele.
Peele, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And she's
love
in the
those.
Star and the Star Wars films as well.
Yeah, Oz is brilliant, man. Great twists.
There's loads. So yeah, I'd say, going back to the earlier point, I'd watch Ted. It's definitely up your street. And Drew, I think, give it a go. Give it a go a bit further. Stick with it.
It just looks a funny spin back around, like we're talking about
how
the
did
end
we
of
get
the
to
world.
that from Ted?
Dystopia, end of the world. Let's go to a little cuddly toy teddy that just talks utter shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
talking about
what,
Jordan
I'll tell you
Peele.
what, go on then.
Speaking about Jordan Peele, did anyone watch the Candyman that came out the other year?
I loved it, man.
That was
I
good.
really
Do you
enjoyed
know what?
it. Yeah.
I put off watching it because I thought it was a remake. So I was like, and then I found out it's a true sequel to the original, and he plays the kid that she saves from the fire in the original.
Yeah, brought them back.
Which I thought was a very, very clever twist, because they never advertised it as a sequel, did they? I thought it was just going to be a remake.
I just love Jordan Peele, man. I love his films, apart from that one about the flying weird thing in the air.
What? Nope was amazing.
Nope was
amazing.
For me.
Get Out clearly is the best film he's done, but Nope is a close second.
No. But so listen, I bought Nope. I rented it for like £18.99.
That
and it was
ridiculous.
And the ending was so bad that I actually contacted iTunes and asked for a refund because I was like, nah.
No way.
The problem, Get Out was a good film. Do you know what its major flaw was, though? The trailer. The trailer gave away everything in the whole film.
So
I watched the trailer. I didn't watch the film. I felt like I watched the film. Yeah, but they gave away everything in that film. Like there was no surprise.
I watched a film the other day. I can't remember what it was. I've watched a couple of films recently because I've gone to the cinema on literally the first or second day it's out. So I'm going to the cinema a week after, and I'm still seeing trailers for film that I've already seen. And the trailer shows the end scene in a couple of, like, more than one film. It doesn't make sense in the trailer. You don't know what it means, but I've seen the ending, like the end few minutes in trailers multiple times.
There was two endings to Get Out. One ending, he ends up in prison.
Unless it's a Christopher Nolan trailer and you don't know what the hell's going on, and that is genius because that actually brings you in, and you want to know.
I don't want a trailer. Like when in Kristen, I don't know if you remember or if you were in the cinema, but before Oppenheimer came out, and I'm talking months before it came out, the trailer was just the fire and the timer.
Yeah.
And then when it dissipated, you had Cillian Murphy with his head down in the hat, and he looks up and a camera flash, and his eyes go bright white, and that's it. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, wow, I'm watching whatever that is. I don't want to see another trailer about making the bomb, loads of scientists, loads of other actors. That was enough.
But I feel like if it's a 3.5 hour film, he's not going to spoil much in a 2-minute trailer.
Fair, yeah. But yeah,
I loved it though. Oppenheimer was fucking amazing, man.
It'll be out on Prime soon, won't it? If it's not already.
What's that?
I think it is. I think
it'll be out on Prime soon if it's not already. I'll check.
I'm going to cinema on the 30th.
Coming
soon.
That was in the BAFTA, mate. It won 7 BAFTAs yesterday.
Did you not see the guy get up on stage and invade the stage?
After chat, I'm going to stop the pod in a second, and we'll do a second episode, and we'll talk about that. But before we do, I've started watching True Detective 4, 3 episodes. So obviously, don't say anything. But I found.
Are you loving it?
Loving it. 3rd episode I thought was really slow. I was like, oh God, don't go flat. But then it ends with the guy waking up from the defrosting and going, oh, and being really, really fucking creepy. And I'm like, right, back in again. So I'm excited. Also, from True Detective 4, what I said to Sadie, as soon as we started watching it, we were 30 seconds in, and I was like, is this the thing? And it's
Yeah.
And then when they're dead and the detective, when Jodie Foster comes in, she's over by the TV, going to turn the TV off, and it's got the thickest The Thing DVD spine in next to the TV. It's the main DVD
No.
see, because it's copying The Thing intro.
Dude, that's like a little Easter egg, man. I need to check that out now.
Yeah, I noticed this. What was like the people up in the cold areas, and then they go disappearing on a research facility.
Yeah, you've got to be a fan of The Thing, for sure.
Thing.
For sure. It's well based on The Thing.
Yeah, but don't tell me what happens. I don't have.
It's amazing though, right?
It is really good.
It's
really good.
fucking phenomenal.
So I'll finish it this week. I've got.
Well, it's mate. The last episode is on the 22nd.
It's out
sorry,
now.
26th.
It's out now.
No, the final one is not out yet.
Yeah, no, it was out on the 18th. Oh, sorry, 19th. It's out Monday.
No, it's not. That's the 5th one.
Oh, really?
Mate, episode 6 isn't out to the 26th.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, there was a 2-week hiatus.
I'll look into it then. So I'll just have to pause it then. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. I will do the outro, and then we'll have another chat. James, you won't hear it for some reason, but this is for you, Drew. Bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for listening to Your Movie Podcast.
I heard it.